Max Boot. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Max Boot. Max Boot is a columnist and an author, foreign policy specialist. Used to be somebody that I looked up to and admired. He wrote regularly when I first heard of him at the Wall Street Journal. And his stuff, I used it on a number of occasions. I always quote him or reference him. I always cite him when I use it. I don't steal anybody's stuff unless I tell them I'm going to steal it and they say they don't care, and then I do. But that doesn't happen much. But I would cite his work often. And he'd write me back occasionally, thanking me or giving me some other tidbit in his piece that he thought was noteworthy. Then Trump came along, and Max Boot became somebody I don't recognize. He became a never-Trumper extraordinaire. He became as irrational as the never-Trumpers. I mean, I've sat here and watched Donald Trump implement both domestically and internationally, foreign policy, domestic policy, things these people supposedly devoted their lives to. They were at think tanks where they sat around, they thought about it, and then they wrote what they thought would be persuasive things to try to influence policymakers. They were working hard, I thought, to see that what they believed was actually implemented in the form of policy in the United States, or as Bill Gates says, policy. So if you're going to be a Gates type, you got to pronounce those words the right. Just the way you pronounce the word policy sends a signal who you really are. You don't just it's like saying you don't say talent on loan from God. You say talent on loan from God, and you don't say policy. That's like policy. That lets people know that you're in a small, august group. Anyway, Max Boot became somebody I didn't recognize, and he watches, along with all these other never-Trumpers, he watches things that he believed in dearly be implemented and still opposes them. Or opposes them because of the guy doing the implementing, Donald Trump. So, and Max has been off the reservation ever since Trump got the Republican nomination and won the election. And it's been amazing. I know some of these never-Trumpers, and I guess I never really did know them. Like Bill Kristol today has come out and endorsed Joe Biden. Now, how many of you people gave Bill Kristol thousands of dollars to go on so-called conservative cruises with the guy? You know, after every Republican election where we would lose, Kristol or these guys would do their cruise, to the fjords of Norway or wherever the exotic places they went, take you to sub-freezing temperatures in December, and do their lectures and all of their appearances that are never Trump buddies. At the time, you thought that they were conservative thought leaders, and they're sitting there and they're telling you, don't worry, we got it. You might have lost this election, but we're still succeeding in implementing what we believe. Then Trump comes along and they throw it all away. Their magazines go defunct, go out of business because their subscribers, hey, these guys aren't even conservatives, they're ripping it. So they start new magazines, new organizations. Now they're endorsing Democrats. How many of you people gave these people all that money to go on these post-election cruises? I know some of you in this audience did. How many of you, they have these, some of them don't go on cruises. They just book hotels for the weekend. And they call it, the Vote for Us weekend, or the Conservatism is Still Alive weekend, or whatever. And you go there and they get all these other conservative speakers and they tell you, just keep giving us money, keep donating to our cause, and I guarantee you someday we're going to win. Then the day comes, Trump gets elected, we start winning, and they abandon everybody. How many of you have sent them money? I wonder. Well, Max Boot and some of these people have just descended to inexplicable irrationality. And so on CNN Friday, Max Boot appeared. Now, I haven't done anything to Max Boot. In fact, I haven't even commented on Max much as a never-Trumper. In fact, I try on rare occasions not to even mention these people by name because I think things are cyclical and at some point they're going to be back. You give them the benefit of the doubt. So I haven't tarred and feathered them and ripped into them by name, like some people have, and I certainly haven't spent very much time, if any, on Max. So here's Max with Don Lemon Friday night, and Max is at the Council on Foreign Relations. And Don Lemon says, does this outbreak, this coronavirus, does this show the dangerous weakness of the Trump administration?
It's hard to imagine anything more irresponsible than the president going to this rally, going on TV and saying this is a hoax. I mean, he is echoing the worst elements of his base. People like Rush Limbaugh and others who are saying this is some kind of conspiracy against Donald Trump, because there really are people out there who actually believe what Donald Trump says. There are people who believe what Rush Limbaugh says. There are people who listen to these voices. And what kind of message does it send to say, don't be worried, this is a liberal Democratic...
All right, stop, tape. We're running. Max, you're smarter than this is what gets me. Trump has never said that the virus is a hoax, and he knows it. And he knows that I know that the virus isn't a hoax. He knows that I know the virus is a virus, and that it came from the Chi-Coms, and that it's running its course. And he knows that I have not said that the virus was manufactured by the deep state to be weaponized against Trump. He knows exactly what I mean, Max Boot does, when I say the Democrats and the media have weaponized this news story to use it against Trump. He knows what I mean. So why lie about this? Why? This is so beneath somebody of Max Boots's brain and intelligence saying this is a hoax. No, Max, nobody is saying that this virus is a hoax. Nobody's saying it was manufactured in a lab by anti-Trump deep staters like you to be used for whatever purpose. What we're saying is, which you damn well know, is that this is just the latest Trump-Russia collusion story. It's the latest phone call to Ukrainian president. It's the latest opportunity to portray Trump as incompetent, dangerous, silly, stupid, whatever, and a way to get rid of him when everything else has failed. I don't understand. You want to be critical of me, fine. Why go with this? This is so absurd. So I don't know what's happening to these never-Trumpers. I really thought I knew, but this just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Not with somebody who's got Max's IQ and his brains. It makes no sense
He's
whatsoever.
America's adult Rush Limbaugh on the EIB network.